All rise.
This is Deeper Than Money. Talk to me. I want viewers watching my show to believe in themselves.
Judge Hatchett is compelling.
If he is not going to honor you, he needs to be gone.
Compassionate.
I don't want you to give up on your dreams. I don't. And I want to figure out how we get this straight.
She's powerful.
If I were in this situation, I would have put you out too.
And she's on the bench.
I feel like I'm being judged here.
That's what I do.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Lois Feldman is suing Carl Martin in the amount of $545. Ms. Feldman claims her antique garden gnome was broken beyond repair when her neighbor hit a golf ball into her yard and says he needs to replace her lucky ornamental treasure.
All right, you are suing, I understand, your neighbor. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
For $545 because of some property damage.
Yes, Your Honor.
So how long have you all been neighbors?
Mr. Martin moved in beside me about 10 years ago.
All right, so
yes.
Good relationship over these 10 years?
She's been bothering me ever since I moved in. There's always some
For
complaint.
10 years?
No,
Ever since I moved in,
not
she's
true.
had something against me.
Tell me what's been happening.
It's something to do with the homeowners association or noise or something like put your garbage cans in the back, close the garage door, you can't park there, trim the lawn, do all this kind of stuff. She just doesn't leave me alone. She's like the local police.
He assumes that that comes from me, but that comes from the HOA. It's not just me.
So are you an HOA officer?
No,
or you are self-appointed police for the neighborhood?
She thinks she
No,
is.
Your Honor. No, I have sat in on the meetings before, but no, I'm not an enforcing officer of the HOA.
So he says that you complain a lot about him. Is that true?
I don't really complain that much, Your Honor. He says that I complain, but he was friends with my ex-husband, and he's still friends with my ex-husband.
Oh,
so
now we get to the real backstory of the situation. Do you resent the fact that he is friends with your former husband?
Oh, not at all. But I
Not
think
at all?
he resents the fact that my ex-husband left. They were golf buddies.
Oh.
That's not true. Patrick and I got along great. We're still good friends, and I can understand why he left her. She was always complaining about all kinds of stuff that he would do, and he would come over to my place and have a drink and try to relax and vent about, like, oh my God, she's doing this, she's doing this.
Evening.
You know, so he would come over and vent. We'd have one drink and we'd putt around in the backyard and just have a good time. So she told me how she was always on top of him about one thing or another, and he just couldn't take it anymore. So I think that's the reason.
It sounds like you all continue to be friends.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
So you don't resent the fact that he's not there?
Well, it would have been nice if he was around.
Okay.
But he left because of her. And now she's picking on me at my place because there's no other guys to pick on. Since I'm single.
I'm not picking on you. I just don't think that the things you do are very neighborly, and I would like to hold you accountable.
So
for
let's go. That's what I'm trying to get to. What do you think? What does he do that's not neighborly?
Really, the problems have only started in the past year since my ex-husband and I got a divorce and Patrick left. Carl seemed to be very resentful of that. So he's just been picking at me and doing little things that agitate me.
Like what?
So he'll go outside and he'll play music in the backyard while he's drinking a couple different drinks in the evening. Recently, he's put up a...
Well, what's wrong with him playing music in his own yard?
Because it's very loud.
Did you ask him to turn it down a little?
I do. He's very hostile whenever I try to ask him about anything. That's why we ended up here. I try to talk to him. I've tried to have nice neighborly conversations, and he just shuts me down, or he tells me that I'm a harpy, or he says something along those lines. And recently he's put up a little golf putt thing, and now he's out there hitting balls all the time.
Which is why you all are here.
Yes, Your Honor.
So did you have problems with him when your husband still lived there?
No, Your Honor. There weren't any issues. He wasn't agitating. He was pretty friendly, but again, that's because they were golf buddies. They'd get up at 6 a.m. and go to a tea time and come back and have breakfast, drink a couple glasses of cheap whiskey in the evening in the backyard.
It sounds like you resented their relationship and the time they spent together.
I wouldn't say that I resented their relationship, Your Honor. I would say that I resented how my husband acted when he came home, which kind of led to everything that happened between us.
So why are you suing him today?
Mr. Martin, like I said, he has the new golf putt green out in his backyard, and he likes to putt his little balls, and they're going everywhere. I mean, one of our other neighbors the other evening, she mentioned that the ball almost shattered her windshield in her car because it went flying out of his yard.
Is that true? Did anybody complain about it?
Not to me.
Coming up on The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
So I heard the crash, and then I heard him go, oops, that one got away from me. And I went outside, and I was looking around, and I saw that, Your Honor.
What'd you say? Carl, what happened?
And later,
I found out he received a text from a woman saying, "I miss you," which I did not take kindly to, and that's where we ended things.
That seems innocent enough.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Lois Feldman, who is suing Carl Martin for property damage.
You always make up stuff.
When he went golfing with my ex-husband Patrick, and a couple of the other men, they would always say, oh, they loved when Carl would come along because they knew no one was going to lose because Carl was the worst golfer.
No, that's not true. She's just making up stuff. That's all that she does. And I think that's what,
This is terrible.
Patrick...
So now, why are you suing him specifically for this amount of money now?
So one evening I was sitting in my dining room. I have large glass sliding room doors, and I can see out into my backyard. And I heard this loud crash. And I go outside, and my grandmother had passed down this adorable Gertzenberg gnome. It's an antique garden gnome from Germany. They were made in the late 1800s. You can't get them anymore. They can't even be made anymore.
Do you have a picture? I mean, that one obviously was destroyed, but do you have a picture so I can understand what
Yes,
it
Your
looks
Honor.
like?
I have a picture in there of the actual gnome before.
Before. Okay, so
yes.
I will actually see the gnome.
Yes, so when my mother passed away a few years ago, I took a picture of it in my yard and I sent it to my sister so that she would know that it was okay, because you know it's been passed down through our family for decades.
Let me see the exhibit, please, about the damage.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yes. So it sat there for 6 years since my mother passed and I got it. Nothing happened. It's always been fine on that pedestal, which is very secure.
So what proof do you have that his golf ball caused it to fall?
So I heard the crash, and then I heard him go, oops, that one got away from me. And I went outside, and I was looking around, and I saw that, Your Honor.
What'd you say? Carl, what happened?
Well, I was practicing in my backyard, and I got a picture of the net that I was doing some short chip shots into. And you can see my green in the backyard that I do my putting. And I definitely wasn't doing any kind of driving or anything that would have launched it over that fence and knocked that thing over.
Okay,
And
so tell me what I'm looking at here, please.
this is my practice net right here in my putting green. So sometimes I'll do chip shots right into the net.
Is her yard to the right or to the left of this picture?
It's to the right.
To the right?
Yeah.
But the net is only part of that yard, right? I mean, you've got this green,
Yeah.
and then you got the net, but then there's open space to the right that's a wall.
Right, but I'm a scratch golfer. So I shoot.
What does that mean?
It means I shoot in the low 70s, and I got great control. So I shoot around 72 par, and I'm definitely not going to chip something over the fence like that or shank it or anything like that. So she's just making it up. And in fact, it was the kids that were playing in the alley behind our house with their wiffle balls that hit it, because when I heard the commotion...
Carl, a wiffle ball isn't going to knock over my gnome. It doesn't weigh anything.
When I heard the commotion over there, I said, whoa, that one got away. But it wasn't for me.
No, you said that one got away from me.
No, I didn't.
You said from me.
That's what you heard. There she is
Carl.
making stuff up again.
Well, why would you say that one got away? What are you referring to?
Because the kids were playing in the alley behind our homes, and when they popped one of those wiffle balls, it went over the fence. That got away, and it crashed. So when I looked over the fence and saw what happened, I could see a little white plastic wiffle ball right next to the broken gnome.
Well, why didn't you say that to her? Why didn't you say, hey, listen?
Well, you could see it. It was down right on the ground.
No, there's nothing.
But why didn't you pick it up and say, look, this was not my ball. I couldn't have possibly done it.
Well, I didn't want to reach over her fence and grab it and have her start complaining about me trespassing.
Your Honor, I have balls. And you can tell the difference in weight.
I know the difference. I mean, you know, I got kids and grandkids.
Like, this is so light, it can't knock any. I mean, like, I could throw it at him, it wouldn't hurt him at all.
Well, let's not be tempted to do that. So
those aren't even mine.
The simple solution would have been that you would have picked up his golf ball and kept it as evidence that it broke the gnome in your yard.
Yes, that's the golf balls. I picked these up out of my yard.
We live in a golf community with several golf courses. It could have been anybody's ball over there. It could have been Patrick's ball from a long time ago.
No,
it could have been a ball that you took out and dropped down there.
You never even did your little putt-putting stuff when Patrick was still there. You've only put that up in the past year.
Yeah. No. You don't even know what you're talking about. You never played your sports.
Come on. Did you knock that ball over their fence?
No, it wasn't my ball.
I mean, maybe it was just an accident. You know, as good a golfer as you are, maybe it just got away from you, and maybe it did that. Nobody's perfect. You know what? It's worth the $545 to just clear the air. I'm going to award you the $545, but more importantly, don't get too happy, but you are a pain in the ass. You are. I mean, you just got to leave this man alone. You got to stop complaining about every little thing, and you need to get a life and stop being such a pain. And let's get this resolved, because I'm telling you, if you had a fire in your house right now, God forbid, and before the fire department could get there, you might have to depend on Carl to come in and save you. Neighbors are important. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
But I am going to award you the $545, and let's be very clear and careful about what's happening in your backyard with these balls. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If there's nothing further, we'll stand adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $545.
Any final words between you two?
I didn't do it. I shouldn't have to pay you.
My heirloom is irreplaceable, but I'm glad that I have something.
Coming up.
And
He's looking at you very strangely. Like, is that not true?
We were in love for a year.
Oh, so you can just cut right to the chase. All right.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Lisa Farmer is suing Nate Scroll in the amount of $500. Ms. Farmer claims she was attending a soccer game when her cheating ex deliberately kicked a ball that hit her in the face, and she wants him to pay her medical bill.
You are suing the defendant for $500 because of some medical expenses.
Yes, Your Honor.
You say you incurred injuries and that it was the defendant's fault.
So the defendant and I, we know each other through my brother. They play soccer together on the same league. And
He's looking at you very strangely. Like, is that not true?
We were in love for a year.
Oh, so you can just cut right to the chase. All right.
It was the 1-year anniversary, the day after, that I found out he received a text from a woman saying, "I miss you," which I did not take kindly to. And that's where we ended things, which I thought was amicably.
I mean, it seems innocent enough.
It was a large red flag for me. I don't appreciate him talking to other women behind my back.
So what's going on? Come on, Nate, what's happening?
First of all, she was a friend. There was no cheating going on. There was absolutely nothing. You're just...
What woman texts that to someone, like a man that they know that he's in a relationship with me?
You knew I was a ladies' man before we even started dating, so
He won't defend it.
And then a month later, she goes and dates this guy that's also in my league of soccer, and I get to see him, I get to see her every soccer game, and it's, not good.
Coming up.
Why would he be angry with you?
Because he's a jealous type. He's got anger issues. That's why I broke up with him. I didn't want that attitude in my life.
No, you broke up with him because he saw the text message.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Lisa Farmer, who is suing Nate Scroll for medical expenses.
So what brings you to court today?
Well, it was at this last game that the defendant kicked a ball directly at me, hit me in the face, and I pass out. I become unconscious. I wake up in urgent care with my brother, and he says, "You just passed out. He hit you in the head with a soccer ball."
Were you on the sideline? Where were you?
Yes, I was cheering the team on. My brother and my boyfriend were playing that day.
And you're saying that he did that on purpose?
100%. It
How
was
can you say that?
premeditated. He was giving me just these dirty looks all day. I knew he was angry with me.
Why would he
I
be
still
angry
am.
with you?
Because he's a jealous type. He's got anger issues. That's why I broke up with him. I didn't want that attitude in my life.
No, you broke up with him because he saw the text message.
She's jealous.
He's been kicking goals, soccer balls all day. Nothing goes towards the restricted area until I'm there. And that seems like a big coincidence.
Well, but he's defending the goal. He's not looking to see if you're in the restricted area. He is trying to keep the ball from scoring.
Yeah. I'm not looking at you the whole time, you know. I'm not paying attention to you. I'm focused on the game here.
You were looking at me the entire time. You were jealous that I was there.
Well, how can he play the game if he is sitting there watching you and not defending the goal? That doesn't make any sense to me.
He's just been jealous since we broke up, and I'm sorry that that happened.
Are you jealous that she's with somebody else? The answer is yes.
Yes. Your Honor, yes. I am super jealous.
Are you still in love with her?
Judge Hatchett's verdict when we return. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
You need to get over this.
Yes, Your
You
Honor.
gotta move on. And if I thought that you did this intentionally, not only would I award her the $500, I would award some punitive damages in this case. Because I would not tolerate that for 1/2 second. You understand? I would never tolerate it. But I know sports, and I understand the role as a goalie. It's not reasonable to me that you are standing there trying to defend the goal and then deliberately kicking the ball to hit her. First of all, she was in a restricted area. She shouldn't have been down there. You shouldn't have been in the restricted area. There's a reason that those areas are restricted. For just the reason that happened to you, that you got hurt. You shouldn't have been that area. You shouldn't have been that close to the field. And it just was an unfortunate accident. And for that reason, I am going to deny the claim. But you need to get on with your life.
Yes, Your Honor.
She's with somebody else. And as much as it might irritate you to see them together, it is what it is. For the reasons I have articulated, your case is dismissed and will stand adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case has been dismissed.
Any final words between you two?
No.
Section to the rear of the court. Make sure you have your folders. Come this way, please. Watch your step.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.